The essence of a Black woman is so potent, so powerful, and so magical that even her own husband, her own significant other, can be programmed to usurp that essence. In this video, I'm going to talk about a video that I saw of a Christian preacher, pastor, whatever he calls himself, a Christian leader, whatever. In this video, this man is degrading his wife. What he's saying to her and about her in front of her is embarrassing. And the reason why I am bringing this up is to further emphasize why my conversation around religious deconstruction is so dedicated to Black women untangling themselves from religious programming after you have left the church. Okay? Now, if you have been around Unleashed Alchemy and these videos, you've watched these videos for some time, you know that anytime I do an episode, I come to you with notes, okay? You can see me looking down. It's very apparent that I am following a guideline. I do that because in my passion for speaking, especially particularly about this topic and other things, I need notes as a guideline so that I don't go off the rails. In this episode, I'm taking a risk. I don't have notes, okay? So y'all know what that could mean. But stick with me because I had to, it was so very necessary for me to do this episode now, going beyond the time that it takes to put together an outline for an episode. And the reason I'm talking to you just free flowing right now is because this needs to be talked about right now. Because there was such an urgency in that video that I saw that I even had to be more urgent in bringing you this episode. I'm going to be talking about this more. I'll probably even actually do an outline around this and bring you another video. So anyway, stick with me. So in this episode, or in this video that I saw of this man degrading his wife, embarrassing her, and guess what? I'm not going to even repeat what he said because it's not necessary. I don't even know the pastor's name. Otherwise, I could tell you to go look it up yourself. But anyway, he kind of looks like a mini T.D. Jakes. He looks like he could either be T.D. Jakes' son or his nephew. They look like they could be related. I don't know the man's name. It really doesn't matter. And so all the while this man is talking, his wife is sitting there. And outwardly, she's shaking her head yes. In agreement. She's shaking her head yes. But I don't think she was agreeing with him at all. I think on the inside she was screaming for help. Get me out of here. I believe on the inside she was screaming in embarrassment. But this individual, and I am not attacking the man, I am attacking the system that has programmed the man that thinks that it is okay for him to degrade the Black woman, especially in this way and on display, because that is what religious programming has done. Religion itself, especially within the Western world that we see, the foundation of that began because the authority of the original woman, of the melanated woman, of the Black woman's spiritual systems, of the Black woman's authority in civilization was usurped. all of her practices were taken, twisted, either used against her, or they were just wiped out. And they were infused, or they were taken and used in a way to make everyone today, even in 2025, cause you to have this idea that the Black woman could have never had that type of power and influence in civilization ever. And this goes beyond religion. This is in civilization, in the world, not just in Africa. The power and the authority and the influence of the Black woman transcended beyond geographic location. She was in Africa. She was in Greece. She was in Asia. She was all over. So what this particular preacher is doing and is a symbol of what was done thousands and thousands of years ago. What he is doing, he is allowing himself to be a tool to continue to a tool for a system which is religion. And we know religion affects society. This man is continually being a tool to attempt to hide, diminish, usurp the essence, take away the essence, use the energy of the Black woman to further influence a system that is really anti-human preservation overall. He doesn't even realize that he is being used as a tool for that system. He also is not conscious of the fact that the more and more he spews out ignorance in that way, he is also being used as a tool to influence patriarchy, white supremacy, colonialism. Now, this woman that's sitting there listening to that, if you are a Black woman, well, you are a Black woman watching this, you have experienced that diminishing conversation. You have been on the other side receiving that diminished communication just by being a part of religion. And so with this particular woman, I'm going to go back to the example. If she ever chooses, if she just says, you know what? I don't know what's on the other side of this title as a pastor's wife, preacher's wife, whatever. I don't know what's on the other side of this religion that I've known for all this time. But what I do know is that I can no longer be a part of this. This does not feel good. If she ever gets to that point, it's not going to be enough for her just to physically walk away. That's a start. That would be a start, but it will not be enough. for her to just simply say, I am not associated with church. I am not associated with this religion. Again, that is a start. I don't want to diminish that, because just you doing that, just you walking away from that, that is a step in your liberation. That is a step in your physical liberation, in your consciousness liberation, and in your spiritual liberation, in your spiritual freedom. But if she chooses to do that, if she ever gets to that place where fear is not driving the wheel for her, she may have some fear. Yes, she is going to have some fear. Fear is going to be there. But if she ever gets to a point where she can say, I see this fear here, but the fear is just going to go with me as I walk out that door, as I walk into the unknown. If she ever gets to that point, she's going to have to do, which is what I tell you all the time, you have to do nervous system upgrading work. You have to do nervous system stabilization. You have to do nervous system rewiring. Why? Because this is about your essence. This is energy. This is energy for you to start to appreciate and get reconnected with your essence, to get reconnected with your identity, to get reconnected with your lineage, which in your bloodline, which carries, do you listen to what I'm saying? Which carries power, authority, ecclesiastical authority, economic authority, political authority. Your ancient Black mothers were the ones that were consulted before any decision was made about society on any level. They were sought after by everybody. This is the blood that you carry in your veins. This is the essence that you have to reactivate after coming out of religion. That essence needs to be turned on, needs to be reignited. That is what we're talking about here. And listen, and I've said this before, when you hear me talk about patriarchy, this goes beyond just some little battle between male and female. We're so far beyond that. That is simple and basic, and that is not what I'm talking about. When we talk about our essence as the original woman, we are talking about cosmic order. Our ancient Black mothers, they were, I don't want to use the word settled, but they were settled and grounded in their feminine energy, because feminine energy is cosmic energy. Cosmic energy brings the balance, the perfect harmony between feminine and masculine energy is cosmic energy. The balance between feminine and masculine energy is cosmic. You carry that cosmic harmony in your essence. So you see why religion was created? To take that essence, to cause you to forget that. That is why nervous system upgrading is so very necessary to religious deconstruction, period. So that is part of the work that I came here to do, to guide you through that, to help you transform. You're going to transform internally. So of course you're going to see that transformation on the outside. But it has to start from your identity. It has to start from your identity. So it's time to reactivate it. That's all. It's not something that you have to go out and do and read a whole bunch of books. If your spirit guides you to read certain things or watch certain things, fine, but that is not your first course of action, is to go out and read a whole bunch of books. You can simply reconnect. You can begin the reconnection with your essence through your breath, paying attention to how you breathe, putting your hand over your heart and listening to your own heartbeat, being in a meditation and simply saying the words, great ancestors and my original bloodline, be activated. And you breathe into that. And then pretty soon, you'll start to receive downloads. You'll start to receive messages. You'll notice your spiritual gifts being activated. You'll be guided to do certain rituals, even certain spells. You'll be guided to read about certain spiritual practices. That's your internal, your essence turning on. You're getting reconnected to your power line. So just allow it to be. Allow it to be there. So what was I going to say? Oh, I was supposed to end it right there, but then I got off track. I needed to say that. So I guide you. That's part of the work that I do. I help guide you in that work. So go to unleashedalchemy.com. Sign up to be a part of the Unleashed Alchemy weekly email. I know that sounds so boring. I'm trying to find another way to say that. But yeah, get on the email list. Okay. I'm going to really start focusing on more so on YouTube, releasing more videos on YouTube, not being so much on social media anymore, because I want to really open up a private space, a private community, a private membership. So get on the email list too, so that you know when I've opened that membership and when you can start to enroll. It will be monthly. And so in that membership, I'm going to go live. We'll have live Q&As. We'll have live guidance sessions. We'll have live readings. We'll have live energetic meditations. We'll have live workshops. That community is strictly for live interaction, okay, with you and I and other Black women who have left religious programming, and they're working through that, going through that nervous system work to reconnect with their true essence. All right. So go to unleashedalchemy.com. Also, if you have not followed me on the podcasting networks, Unleashed Alchemy Podcast is also available. All right. So also leave me a comment and let me know what your takeaways are from this video. Also, let me know what some of your biggest challenges have been. All right. Since you have walked away from religion. All right. Until next time, you are sovereign.